Hawaii's Department of Human Services works every day to encourage self-sufficiency and support the well-being of individuals, families, and communities in Hawaii. We work closely with Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawai to connect our keiki with responsible, caring adults who can make a real difference in their lives and foster true personal growth. Please enjoy this special programming and reflect on the stories you're about to hear. DHS will continue investing in Hawaii's youth and support the families that need us most.
How do you view our world today? Through the eyes of a child, it has to be more than overwhelming. Add to all of this any sort of serious trauma. Those are the children we're trying to reach.
Children, all of us, we need a circle of people in our lives, a network that we know we can count on. And for a child who's going through big changes like new houses, or somebody's not in the house when a parent leaves, or they're divorced, or to have a consistent anchor where they know they can contact and share their emotions and get some support, get some advice, get some guidance, or just feel like they can be heard. I could see how Big Brothers Big Sisters is that type of relationship that will be built.
One of the things we're actively doing is trying to recruit more families to sign their kids up. During COVID, the parents are have been under siege. You know, it's with virtual school and all the other things going on.
This is the story of Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawaii. Defend, inspire, and empower.
Aloha, I'm Casey Lund from Hawaii News Now, and a proud mentor for Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawaii. This is our story, how the organization came to be here in the islands, and how it has changed the course of so many young people's lives, the way it's strengthened families, and how it can help yours.
We lived in the mainland, and it was Mom was taking care of me by herself. Didn't realize I was in such a bad life. I was the man of the house from 8 to 10 years old.
It's easy for a young man to lose his way, to drift down a dangerous path. That's where Alex Petty was heading. After a painful divorce from his father, his mother decided to move the family across the Pacific Ocean. Alex had a new place to live in Hawaii, but to him, it certainly wasn't home.
I had very few friends, but the ones I had was good. But it was a tough life. I didn't have much direction. No one held me accountable. And all of a sudden my mom said, you know what? There's a new thing going on. We met a social worker around Diamond Head, and they recommended this brand new program. We knew nothing about it. And before we know it, we're down on Alakea Street, and I got a chance to meet Mike.
A meeting between two complete strangers that would change everything.
I was nervous. I had mixed emotions. Something new, and then when I saw Mike, I went, wow, he's big, and I told him he had a set of ears on him, but he knew that. and
I grew into him.
Yeah, and we hit it off, and I was a little rebellious. I tested it a little bit and acted up, and he set me straight, and I realized that the man cared for me, and I looked forward to it. It was never a weekend that he wasn't there for me.
There'd be times that I get a call on a Thursday or something. I go by, pick him up, and we go up and drive up on the punch bowl.
Yeah.
And we'd sit and talk. And it might have been something with his mom or school or whatever. And he had somebody that he could talk to. And I think he respected the things that I told him or suggested to him. And I've never felt like, oh my God, it's been such a burden. It has been just the opposite. It's been an absolute joy to be able to do the things that we've done. It's been a wonderful experience.
Do you consider like a father?
Oh, more than that. I'm not too sure too much what a father is like, but I know what a big brother is like. And definitely he filled that role.
Mike and Alex were among the organization's early matches, but they weren't the first. Another product of divorce. At 4 years old, the man you see today was a lost little boy, another young man without a path.
Yeah, I was totally angry. I was just totally angry. I took it out on my mom. I'm not sure if I was really angry at her or the situation, but of course she was there, so I took it out on her. I don't know how she did it. I was very, very attached to my dad. I mean, he'd pull me in a sled in the snow, he'd baseball with him, and all those kinds of things. I just loved my dad. So it was a very traumatic experience when they divorced, and my mom, who was from Japan, wanted to move as far away from the Midwest as possible. This is back in the 50s. And so she got on a train with myself and my younger brother who was just a year old, just a baby, and took a train to California and then Pan American Airlines to Honolulu.
Struggling in school, withdrawn from his peers, his mother knew he needed help. She found a counselor in what is now Child and Family Services. That counselor eventually became the first employee of Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawai and matched the young man with a mentor, the very first match in the program's history.
Went out with him. He took me to Sea Life Park, which has just opened. Started taking me on all kinds of experiences that I wouldn't have otherwise got to do, including to the University of Hawaii campus. And he said, you see, you think you can't do this, but you're standing on the campus right now. Anybody can be here. Taught me how to play tennis. We used to build model airplanes together. But the coolest thing of all, I think, was at the end of every outing, he made sure we went for ice cream somewhere. Little did I know that that was the opportunity for him to share a lot of life lessons with me, because I just vented and he just listened and then he responded. He didn't lecture, but he just responded.
A relationship that completely changed the course of his life. The mentorship that made Dennis Brown the man he is today.
Yes, I'm President CEO of Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawaii, and I've been doing that now for a little over 22 years. I'm now the longest serving CEO in our organization's history. Well, I'd want to say from the bottom of my heart, Henry, thank you so much for being there for me. He saved my life in the sense that he made it so much better. We were the first, as you know. You truly helped me become who I am today. So thank you so much.
We want to thank our president and CEO for sharing his amazing story of how Big Brothers Big Sisters came full circle in his life. We have more stories of hope to share, including how I became a big brother and what the organization has meant to a mother who suffered an unimaginable loss.
Big Brothers Big Sisters Hawaii, Defend, Inspire, Empowered is presented by the State of Hawaii Department of Human Services that encourages self-sufficiency and support for the well-being of individuals, families, and communities in Hawaii.